Hey you guys, it's Ready Method Teach It Tuesday, and today I am going to show you guys how to make this cute lock wreath. Try to get it all in the picture here, but it's a heart wreath and it's needle felted from Teeswater or Wensleydale locks. I'm not sure which I used. In the back of it, you can see the back is not so pretty, but you can always needle felt locks on both sides. It's just up to you. Depends where you're going to hang it. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll try doing this live again. Hopefully it all works out. So first what you need is either a wire frame or a styrofoam frame, and I actually got this heart wire frame at my local Hobby Lobby. And then you're gonna need about well, I have 3.5 ounces of Ertl top. You can use any type of wool top or roving that you want to. This is just kind of my go-to filler top that I use. And what you're going to need to do is start wrapping this around your wire frame. I'm going to kind of get it stuck on secure. Hi, Bridget. Alright, so what I do is I kind of line up some roving to be in the middle of the wire frame. I'm just going to kind of measure it out and then rip it off. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so that's going to be my middle piece. My middle piece is secure. So basically that is going to give us a little bit of added thickness, and we're going to wrap additional roving or top around this. Okay. Now I tend to pull these into smaller pieces, make it a little bit more manageable. So I just grabbed a chunk and I'm ripping it in half. So when I start wrapping, it's just easier to handle and less to go around. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll at least show you guys how to get it started. It's pretty much the same process all the way around. Now it doesn't need to be super tight. You're going to needle a lot of locks into this, so it is going to felt down as we're attaching the locks. Alright, so I finished that piece. I'm going to grab my felting needle. Okay, so this tail end I'm just going to secure so I'm just needling this in really quick. Just enough so it will stay put. I'm going to grab another piece of my roving. I'm going to continue to wrap. So like I said, the inside of this, it doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't need to be super tight. Doesn't need to be super even. You're going to cover everything up, so you're not going to see really any of it. Should really put a foam pad under this, but alright, so for sake of video, I'm just going to rip this off and leave it hang loose. So you would continue doing the same thing, just wrapping your roving or your top all the way around this heart, securing it at the end. But once you have a base to work off of, that's really all that you need. Let me get this easier to work on. Alright, so like I said, in this one, I think I used Wednesday tail wax. And today I have these big fat Teeswater ram locks. Plus they're a different color. I wanted to do a little bit of a different color wreath. So the length of the lock is really up to you. I tend to, you know, save all my super long locks and use my shorter locks for projects like these, but you definitely could do it with longer ones if you wanted to. What you're going to do is we're going to be layering the locks on here. So whatever you're putting down first is going to be your bottom layer. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add more on top of them. So you always kind of have to remember that. If you would lay your top layer first, you would actually have to lift them up and try to put another layer underneath. So that would just be a lot of extra work that you don't want to have to do. So I like this big chunk that I have here. I think we'll do this on the bottom. I'll try to turn it sideways so you guys can see when I'm needling. I'm actually going to grab another needle. Okay. So these locks might take a little bit of effort to get in because they're actually really slick. Now, every once in a while, you're actually going to hit this wire frame in here. Just be careful not to be jabbing your needle too hard. You can break your needles hitting that. Hi, Jan. I'm just going to keep needling. Alright, so there you have kind of my bottom layer of my locks attached. Now I'm going to keep working my way up, doing my bottom layer first, and then I'm going to come back and do a top layer over it. So I'm just going to grab another chunk. So one thing you should probably do every once in a while is just kind of hang it And just make sure that all of your locks are going in the right direction. Otherwise they're going to hang funny when you actually hang this up. I keep hitting that wire frame. Alright, so these are bouncing off a little bit. They're bent out, and I'm actually going to come down here and needle them down just a little bit because I just want to make sure that none of the white is showing when it's finished. So I'm going to give those a couple of pokes. Oh, and here you can see one of my needles is already bent from hitting that wire frame. I'm probably not being as patient as I should be. So it looks kind of clunky right now, but there. Once you add another layer on top of here, it really will start to fill out. And all in all, it probably took me, I don't know, maybe 4 hours to make this. Alright, so for my next layer, I'm going to work on my second layer. I'm going to put on to kind of fill this out. It's kind of ugly up here. So we want to get some curls up there. So what I'm going to do is hold where I want them, which looks really nice. I'm going to actually hold them with my fingers here, flip it over, and I bend these locks down into the back of the frame, and I'm going to needle them in the back. With my crooked needle. Here, let me get another one. Alright, so that's the back side. Oh, they're even pretty at the back. Big fat locks. Okay, and here's the front side. So they're going a little bit crazy yet. I'm going to give them just 1 or 2 pokes here to hold them exactly where I want them. There, much cuter. Alright, so basically you keep layering your locks. You're going to put your bottom layer and work them all the way up the wire frame. You're going to come through and put your top layer on. Remember with your top layer that you want to wrap it to the back because you want to cover the white on the inside of your wire frame. So if this is hanging flat against the door, you don't have any white that's showing. So let me show you that on this one. Kind of hard to see. So I have a little bit of white, but when I have it curved a little bit. When I have this laid flat against the wall, you actually don't see any of that. So I'm going to do one more layer really quick. Just to go over it again. I mean, you guys, if you're doing this for the first time, I would suggest not using something so silky shiny. It is actually really hard to felt those in. I'm surprised this was from a ram fleece. Oh my gosh, it was so stinky, dirty, and greasy. I had to wash it with Dirty Rotten Bastard before dyeing it. It's pretty gunky. Okay, so I just added these. I'm going to come through and put another layer on top of them. And one thing you can remember when you're doing your bottom layer, if you have locks that are, you know, maybe they have a nice curly tail end, but the rest of the lock structure's fuzzy or not quite perfect, put those on your bottom layer. And then save your more perfect locks for the top. Okay. So some of these I'm having to tease them apart a little. There we go. So getting them in place. Wrapping around to the back. Okay, I'll flip back around to the front. Those are the locks I added. Look at how cute that is. So this one's going to have quite a different look than the other one. See if I can get a better picture. Than these little tight curls. But this is just a really awesome way to show off your locks. I mean, you're not destroying them while you're putting them on here, and you can kind of just let them shine and be beautiful. So, to wrap the entire frame, I think I used about maybe 3 ounces of the Cordell white top. I actually don't know quite how many locks I used, but when I'm felting, I am using my 38 star felting needles. I would try anything from a 36 to a 38, possibly a 34. But if you're just starting to get into needle felting, 36 is really a great all-purpose needle, and the 38s are my favorite. But that's it. So you just continue layering your locks, doing your bottom layer, doing your top layer, wrapping them around to back and securing them in the back, doing a little touch up here and there to get them exactly where you want them. And you work your way all the way around the wireframe. And just be careful as you're working with the wireframe not to break your needles. And look out for your fingers. And that's it. So see, I'm going to try to zoom out so you can see the finished heart. Here you go. So that's it. Happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you try this project. Thanks. Bye.